Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, whisper it quietly, but are the Yoruba governors suddenly starting to develop a bit of a backbone? Guys, I bring you this. Herdsmen, no going back on 7 days ultimatum to vacate our forest reserves. Ondo state government saying this, so they have now given the herdsmen 7 days notice to clear out of our Ondo land because enough is now enough, and the Ondo forestry really is the preserve of the Ondo indigenes, and not especially welcoming to somebody that is of ill intent. So this is the stance now that the Ondo state government is now apparently seemingly taking, as again herdsmen no going back on 7 days ultimatum to vacate our forest reserves, a headline attributed to Ondo state government. So now let's now see what is being said here. The Ondo state government has vowed not to rescind the ultimatum it issued to herdsmen to vacate its forest reserves within 7 days. The special advisor to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu on security matters, Alhaji Jimoh Dojumo, stated this, adding that the state government was determined to put an end to cases of kidnapping and killing in the state. Speaking to correspondents, Dojumo insisted that those perpetrating the heinous acts are using the forest to cover their crimes, saying there was a need to flush out the criminals from the forest reserves. Whilst he declined to give details of how the government would enforce the directive, the special advisor said, "This is a security matter and it is not for public consumption, but I want to advise those operating within the forest legally to register with the state government. Let them disobey and we know how to carry it out. It is not when we start speaking on the pages of newspaper before we know what to do, and we are not even out for confrontation. The truth is that if they still want to remain in the forest, let them come and register, and we want to know the people occupying our forest. If people want to live in your house, you should know them and identify them. So we want to know those occupying our forest and no illegal occupants. If they are ready to cooperate, no problem. So the order is that they should quit the forest or register with the state government, and whoever wants to farm or do any other business within the forest, there must be a means of identification and we must know their origin." Meanwhile, Governor Akeredolu has ordered the clearing of bushes on the highway across the 18 local government areas of the state in order to allow a proper view of the highway. The State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mrs. Lola Fagbemi, who disclosed this, said the bushes will be cleared some 30 to 40 meters away from both sides of the road. She said the bush will be cleared about 30 to 40 meters away from the road. This will give a proper view whilst on the highway, and we are commencing work from tomorrow. The Mieti Kutihari Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria had said that the agreement it had with the Ondo state government was to stop night grazing and use of underage boys for grazing cows, adding that it was not true that the herders had been asked to vacate forest reserves in the state. Mieti National Secretary Baba Usman had stated that the meeting the cattle breeders had with the state government did not include the vacation of the forest reserves in the state. Governor Akeredolu on Monday reportedly ordered Fulani Herdsmen to vacate all forest reserves in the state within 7 days. Akeredolu, in a statement released, also banned the movement of cattle within the cities and highways, as well as night grazing. Akeredolu's directive was informed by the killings and kidnappings happening in the state, which have largely been blamed on Fulani herdsmen. So here we have it now. Like I said, whisper it quietly, but are the Yoruba governors now starting to develop a bit of a backbone? Because of course they needed to get structures in place first before they moved, and the structures that they needed to get in place was a forestry guard, which is in the form of a Amotekun that had an understanding of the lay of the land of the southwestern region of Nigeria. So they now have that structure in place, and the next move, then the next logical sequence of events is to now flush out these wayward hoodlums, these barbaric people from Yoruba land effectively. So there should be no open grazing. Especially, why are you rolling cattle on the highway is the question, and why are you rolling cattle in a city is another question. What grazing is there in a concrete city that you need to roll cattle through the major roads of a city? So it's of course about intimidation and nothing else. So a Fulani boy from Niger Republic will come and be rolling cattle all over the major roads of Akure, and the people of Akure have to hold their hands up in surrender to say, well, their daddy is in charge of the country and we cannot say or do anything about it. No, it's the answer that the Yoruba governors are now giving to that particular situation. Thus far and no further, enough is enough. So enough is enough now. It's now this directive that Akeredolu has given the Fulani hoodlums to now say, pack your bags and get out of my city within the next 7 days. But does it then have the punch and the potency and the verve and the determination to follow it through? So we don't want to read then in the papers that the Mieti Kutihari have negotiated with him and he has backed down. We want to see him follow this through to flush all of these herdsmen completely out of the forest reserves of Ondo State, and to get them to get their cattle off the roads of Ondo cities. So this is now the position, the stance that Akeredolu has taken, but does he have the bravity and the determination and indeed the cojones to follow it through? Time will tell, but as we wait, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come join me then in the comment section. Governor Akeredolu of Ondo State has given the Malamis an ultimatum, but does he have the backbone to follow it through? Come share thoughts. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.